Hey there, Internet. This is Aaron from evacstation here to tell you that we can't afford the fancy new parts for our podcast because, it's breaking down. It's falling apart. It happens, When you fly this podcast around as much as we do, things just tend to just fall apart and get shitty. But you know what you could do? You could help us make a better podcast, put this thing together much, much more efficiently. We can even find some Italian guy to just fucking patch this shit up. And the best way to do that is if you help us by donating $1 to our patreon.com/evacstation page. There, you can help us support our show, fix our show, help us fly around, fight off Americans. Wait a minute, that doesn't sound right. So definitely make sure you support us on that page because our plane's going down. It's going down hard, and this is starting to get sexual. So I'm out. See you at the show. I don't like that word podcast, but when we do it, isn't so bad. We're Porco Rosso.
Sorry.
You knew it was coming, Ryan. You had to admit it. You knew it was coming.
Sure, why not?
And I'm here to challenge him. I'm the Air American, and we're here to kick ass and take names.
Where's your Texan accent, Air American?
Yeah! Let's go ahead and talk about what you're watching.
God damn it! Oh my god! Oh. Well, let me recuperate. So this week I took to the theaters to go see something. Well, it's current for me. It's not going to be current for y'all when we actually air this.
Oh no, it'll be a month behind.
Yeah, but I actually went and saw Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I'm seeing that this weekend at the time of recording, so yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that.
It's pretty damn good. I was laughing like 95% of the time. It was really well done. I enjoyed seeing the whole cast together. And it's definitely some much needed levity after fucking Infinity War. Jesus Christ.
So let me ask you, Ryan, then, are we going to discuss this movie in more detail after I've watched it at some point in the near future for a podcast?
I'm always down to talk Marvel shit on podcast formats. You absolutely know this, so please, if you want to talk about Ant-Man and the Wasp, better yet, if y'all want to hear us talk about Ant-Man and the Wasp, please go ahead and drop likes, comments, throw us a fucking email. Let us know. We're more than happy to interact with you. We're more than happy to interact with you, and I'm more than happy to talk about geeky shit. So yes, absolutely.
All right, Ryan, if they want to talk to us about Ant-Man and Wasp,
shit, here we go again.
Where would they best be contacting us at? Do we have some kind of fancy email?
We do have an email. It's not all that fancy, but if we do have an email, that email is, god damn it, see, I'm laughing so hard and I forgot the fucking email. It is evacstation@gmail.com.
Yeehaw!
God damn it. God damn
you.
I've met real Texans, motherfucker. They don't say yeehaw.
You encourage this, Ryan. I want to warn you right now.
I've dug my own grave in this fucking podcast.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm actually watching some movies myself. I saw myself Incredibles 2 over the past 2 weeks. It's a dang good movie, and lots of fun stuff in it. That mole guy in the beginning, Screenslaver. The Screenslaver is actually really cool.
Screenslaver is really cool.
Can I just say, spoilers? When you cast Bob Odenkirk as a character, I'm going to assume he's the bad guy. Thank you for not living up to that expectation and breaking it completely. I love it.
That misdirect, baby. That misdirect.
Well, it doesn't help I just saw Better Call Saul all the way through. I immediately assume, oh, it's just Saul Goodman being a dick again. Fantastic.
Oh my god. Hey, so not to go on a fucking tangent, but goddamn it, I had to point this out because so the twins, that one of which is Bob Odenkirk, they're the Dever family,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
And your boy's name is Winston, but he calls himself Win, so Win Dever, right? What is his sister's name?
Oh man, I know it too. I should know it. What is it?
It's Evelyn. Now say it. Say her first and last name.
Evelyn Dever? Oh, Evil Endeavor.
As soon as I heard it, I was like, oh god damn it, of course she was the villain. Fuck you, Pixar, you did it again.
The worst part is you don't notice this until you say it out loud to yourself after the fact.
Yeah, because you never hear her first and last name together. It's done perfectly. Like this is Winston Dever, but he goes by Win. Oh, and this is my sister Evelyn. That's it. And you always hear her by Evelyn. And you never really catch it until you see the credits and you see Evelyn Dever. And I'm just like, god damn it, her name was Evil Endeavor. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I cannot wait for us to talk about Pixar, because this is going to be what I want to talk about. Not that it's the best one. I know what the best one is, and this isn't it. But it's still good, and I still want to talk about it.
It's very good. This will definitely be rife for discussion. So, Pixar podcast, that's on the horizon, y'all. We're gonna do that.
So I know we're like a few months off, Ryan, but after we do this series of anime movies, do we want to do like live action shit for at least a couple months before we jump back into anime, or?
I mean, that's entirely up to you. I don't feel I don't feel like we get bogged down, especially because we do it week by week. So I enjoy watching this shit regardless. So if you wanted to jump straight from Miyazaki to Pixar, I'm down. If you want to throw in a couple of our favorite podcasts, which I know a lot of that stuff is live action as well, we can definitely do that too.
All right. Well, it's not up to me, Ryan, though. It's up to the fans. And if you guys want to go ahead and tell us what you want to see after fucking Miyazaki and the Studio Ghibli movies, Pixar, Nick Cage, favorites, Star Wars, whatever you want us to talk about, make sure you leave us emails, comments, and all that shit. Because the more we know what you want, the more we know what we're going to do. And if you don't pick, fuck it, we're going to do Pixar. So,
guys, you have to engage with us so we can do what you want. We're not mind readers.
And here's the best part, Ryan. So, we're recording this in July. This will come out in August, and by the time August is over, we'll be starting our Halloween stuff, probably.
Yep.
So, you guys have plenty of time, because this Miyazaki series, I've scheduled ahead. It ain't ended anytime soon. It's gonna go for a while, so you have plenty of time to tell us what you want to see next. So please tell us. There's no reason not to.
Yeah, turns out Studio Ghibli made a lot of fucking movies that I didn't know about, so we're gonna be doing this for a minute, guys.
Breaking off the Incredibles 2 there. So, Ryan, we went to see Incredibles 2 because this past weekend was actually our anniversary.
Hey!
And, well, we wanted to celebrate having a good time, and so I have a fun little anniversary story for you.
Okay, I'm all ears.
So, it's 4th of July. Our anniversary is on the 8th, but we wanted to do something on 4th of July because, you know, we love going to see fireworks. Our second date, actually, we ended up on a hill, accidentally seeing a fireworks show like we didn't intend to. It was just there, and like, let's just stop here and go check it out. So,
nice.
So it's kind of a nice thing we like to do. So, 4th of July comes up, and I'm thinking to myself, this is the night. So what I do is I go all out. I make a steak dinner. I make some mashed potatoes up. I make some... What was the other side we had? I make a nice 3-course meal, salads, all that shit. I get some candles out. I sneak out when she's at work to get roses, and I get those all lined up for her. And as soon as she comes into the room to sit down for dinner, I pop out this little ring that I bought her several months ago, and I pop the question to her.
And
as of July 4th, I am officially a fiance or she is officially my fiance.
Yeah! I already knew this, but yeah! Congratulations!
For those listening who follow me on social media, you probably already know this if you're on Facebook. If not, well, everyone else now knows. Sorry for the delay in announcing this. We record these in advance, so we are literally recording this like days after it happened, but for you it'll be about a month later. So, and then we talked to the family about this on the weekend following. Everyone was really happy about it, and then of course, this is the Tuesday after, right? This is Tuesday. Shit, I'm all thrown off now. This is a Tuesday after, and now the whole world knows, or at least everyone who we know knows. So,
congratulations again.
Thank you very much. And for those wondering. So we do have people lined up to be in our wedding party. Ryan is actually in the groom's crew, as I'm calling it.
Indeed, I am.
And for those who are curious, Nicole is also in it. I decided to add a lady to my mix because Nicole has been like my best friend for years, outside of Josh, who you might remember from other shows on the channel, the YouTube channel. So had to have her on there too. I couldn't say no.
Absolutely. Of course.
So yeah, I got a good crew set up. She's got a good team set up. We're going to start listing off guests here probably this week just to kind of see our numbers, to see how big it's going to get. We're trying to keep it small and on a decent budget, so we'll see how it goes. And as for when it's going to be, it won't be till next year, so don't worry guys, we'll keep you informed if you guys are interested. If you're not interested, then, well, too bad, we'll be talking about shit anyway, so.
Stay tuned.
And then one last little snippet I want to add to is I started playing a little Divinity 2 Original Sin. It was on the Steam sale over the 4th of July weekend. I grabbed it, and
yes! How are you digging it?
I am not far into it. I haven't had time to sit down with it much. I have gathered a party of NPCs. We're on the starter island still, and we are... Last I played was up to this little challenge area underneath it, where you fight some dudes, and I had to save beforehand because we had to go out and do shit, so...
Alright, 2 questions real quick.
Yes.
1, did you... Well, 2.5 questions.
Okay.
1, did you pick an origin character?
I made my own character.
Okay, interesting. 2, who's your party?
I'm bad with names. So I picked the werewolf guy. Or at least I think he's a werewolf.
What?
Yeah, there's...
the huntsman guy with the crossbow?
I think so, yes.
Okay.
I picked the singer.
Nice.
I thought she was cool on the boat, and I wanted to bring her on because I like the whole schizophrenic thing. And then the 4th person has changed 3 different people. No. So there's a reason for this. So the first guy I ran into is actually the red lizard guy, and I don't like him. But I needed a caster, and I'm like, well, fuck, be a caster, sure. So I had him as a caster for a little bit, but then I had to do another mission where I was trying to reveal who this thief was, and I wanted to incorporate the one chick who was trying to kill the thief, and I didn't realize she was going to straight up murder him, like, right then and there. Like, I thought there'd be at least an interrogation. I was greatly disappointed with this. I dropped her from the party almost immediately after that. I'm like, you were a loose cannon, and I don't respect this. Go away. And so, because I wanted to make up for the last 2 people in the group being shitty, I reached out to the cool dwarf dude, and now he's in my party.
Oh my god, that's fantastic. I love it. I picked the werewolf guy as my main character.
Okay.
But I'm playing him as a actually I'm playing him as like a ranger who like does both melee and archery shit. I actually got the loose cannon girl. She's my spooky ass dual wielding rogue. That I'm trying to rein in and also possibly romance, still not sure. I also picked the singer because schizophrenia is awesome.
Please note, this podcast does not endorse schizophrenia.
Also, please note that we don't discriminate against people who are battling mental illness, and there's nothing wrong with having schizophrenia. We love you and we respect you. And my last guy is the dwarf sea pirate.
The dwarf's pretty cool. We gotta admit.
He is the least problematic person in the Origin clan. He's the least problematic dude.
You know, I had to go with an original character. I had to play my undead Nick Cage, so I couldn't resist.
That's fair. I really wanted to see the story, because each of the origin characters has like a really good and intricate story already built into the gameplay.
Oh, cool.
So I wanted to do one of those first. And then when I play all the way through it, then I'm going to do an original character to see exactly where the original character falls into play with everything.
Nice. Definitely looking forward to getting a game on with you one of these days.
Absolutely, dude. We're gonna do a 2-man lone wolf run. It's just gonna be the best.
Indeed. With that, let's go on to our movie of the week. So I guess we didn't really talk about that. We kind of got distracted with American bullshit.
America!
Y'all ready for this? We got ourselves here a show. It's another Studio Ghibli SummerSlam, and we're taken to the skies with Porco Rosso, released in 1992. The English dub features Michael Keaton, the man who was the Bat, Kimberly Williams Paisley, and Brad Garrett. You might remember him from such shows as Everybody Loves Raymond.
What? Oh shit, that was him! Yay! Shit, I just caught it! Oh my god. Oh, that makes my day.
You didn't notice it first, but you felt it was familiar, didn't you?
I did. I just didn't realize who that was. Oh my god, that's perfect.
Every time I hear a voice in these movies I find familiar, I have to look it up. I'm like, I know who you are. Who the fuck are you? And I look it up, like, yep, that's you.
Oh my god, it's Ray Romano's brother. Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
It has gone on to win 3 awards, including an Ishihara Yujiro Award, and both Best Animated and Best Score from the Mainichi Film Concours. As a bonus fact, it was originally planned as a 30 to 45 minute in-flight movie for Japanese airlines. Director Hayao Miyazaki eventually expanded it into a feature-length production, as you can see here.
Who thought to show a movie about airplane fights on an airplane?
It's genius. What? It's genius. I like it.
Oh my god! All right.
It's the kind of auteur filmmaking that Miyazaki's known for.
That's real. That's quite real. I like that.
I want to see a movie now with Miyazaki and Hideo Kojima all at the helm. That'd be fucking great.
Oh man, that would be the weirdest and best movie ever.
I want to see it. If something like this actually exists, though, someone please let us know, because I want to see this shit.
Yeah, please put that on our radar, guys. We would love to throw that in. We just need to know it.
So, Ryan, initial thoughts. What do you think of Porco Rosso?
Initial thoughts, I really liked it. It's the kind of Studio Ghibli movie that doesn't require a hell of a lot of thought, but it's just good old-fashioned fun. I mean, it's a pig in a bright red plane, and he hunts down sky pirates, and shenanigans ensue. I love it. Absolutely. It also has one of the funniest moments in a Studio Ghibli film to date thus far. Every time I see it, I cannot help but crack up and laugh, and I'll bring it up when we talk about it.
I was gonna say, I'm very curious which part you're thinking of, but I'll throw my bits in here. I thought it was fun. I like the big sweeping shots when it's flying around. It reminds me of Kiki again. I like big scenery shots. It looks really good, and it's really hard to pull off in live action. So when you do it in animation like this, it's spot on. The characters are all very interesting. I wish some of them got more fleshed out, but they're interesting. And I think this voice acting, at least at the very beginning, is very spotty. I blame Keaton a little bit. I think his is the weakest, but
very fair.
But he's a good actor outside of this. It's just that his voice acting, he's no Mark Hamill. Okay, let's just admit it right here. The man who is the Bat is not the Joker who was the voice actor.
Yeah, no, we'll get into that after the synopsis, because I know we talked about that a little bit, and it'll be a good thing to go in depth after the synopsis.
Yep. Speaking of synopsis, here we go right now. The film follows the story of Marco, a man who was turned into a pig by a vaguely established curse. He is the pig who was the bat. Going by the moniker Porco Rosso, he makes a career out of humiliating pirates in front of children in crowds. Tired of losing all the time, the pirates bring in an American ringer to give Marco, I'm going to keep calling him Marco now, I'm stuck in my head here, a run for his money. Needing to tune up, Marco sets up...
Polo.
What?
Polo.
Oh, fuck.
Sorry, I just had to throw it.
I didn't catch the first time, and then I caught it the second time. Needing to tune up, Marco
Polo.
Sets out to Milan to be shot down by the American and his American plane in America. Believing Marco
Polo
is down, the American returns to claim his victory, but Marco
Polo
is hiding, embodying the cowardly traits we all have but refuse to admit. He meets with an old friend named Piccolo, not that one, to fix his plane. The mechanic and his nearly all-female family work to restore the plane to be bigger, better, and faster than ever before. The mechanic's daughter, Fio, not Fiat, takes charge and is a big part. I don't know why I put bit. A big part of learning Marco, teaching Marco, to be less chauvinistic. A less chauvinistic pig, pun intended, and repeated several times. Just as the plane is fixed, the Mussolini secret police are on Marco's tail. And Marco has to fly. Fio joins him against his wishes, and they're off. Ferrari, an old friend from the Air Force, gives Marco the heads up of the secret police's traps, and the two escape the horrors of Italy. Woo. The American tries to get busy with Gina, but she isn't having it. Marco's return triggers an upskirt flashback, and the American flips his American shit in America. Marco gets word that the government is now paying pirates work, putting him out of business. That's Trump for you, folks. The pirates attempt to ambush Marco at his hideout, but Fio talks them down and saves both Marco and the plane. She talks them into an arrangement where Marco will face off against the American. And if he wins, the American will pay off Marco's debts. Kind of like in real politics. If the American wins, then Fia will agree to marry him, because that's how marriages work.
She's all of 17. God damn it.
The night before the fight, Marco tells Fio his backstory about the war and his comrades having died. She gives him a kiss and tries to lift his spirits, leaving him red-faced before they sleep. I need some water. Shit. Let me take a pause here. There we go. Professional. Right there. Where were they at before they sleep? The next morning, bets are down and the fight begins. They go back and forth with who has the advantage, but Marco refuses to shoot the American directly, just his plane, making this fight all the harder for him. He's like basically playing Dark Souls with the Guitar Hero guitar. Things take a turn for the worse when the secret police hear about this fight and make their way to the scene. This fight turns from a dogfight to a boxing match. Before long, Gina arrives to warn everybody about the Italians, because those greasy Italians are right on their corner, right around the corner. Marco and the American distracted the Italians so everyone could escape. Gina and Fio became friends. Fio became the head of the Piccolo company, not the instrument, like the mechanics, and the American became a Hollywood star, because that's what Americans do, apparently. And
in America,
yes. And presumably Gina and Marco hooked up, but isn't directly stated. What's with Miyazaki not telling us the ending of these fucking things? All right, Ryan, what'd you think of that little ditty?
Oh man. Oh, Marco Polo. Okay,
I appreciate that, by the way. That was a good little ad there.
I didn't realize you were going to keep calling him Marco. I was just like, oh, all right. I'll jump in on that. But no, so this is one of the few Studio Ghibli films that I'd actually seen before this. So I saw it back in college, and I loved it when I watched it with some friends of mine. Um, like I, what do you like? Do you want to take it like chronologically in terms of like the stuff we bring up? Because my favorite part that I always laugh at is towards the end during the dogfight.
Yeah, you can bring it up if you want. I just want to put my 2 cents in real quick. This is the first time I've ever actually seen this, and so I had no expectations going in, other than I know you've seen it, and I know you had spoken fondly of it, so I thought, okay, this should be pretty good. And I was not disappointed. I thought it was pretty good. I don't think it's my favorite Miyazaki we've seen so far, and I'm not even counting Grave of Fireflies as, like, my number one, like, trophy movie. But I would say this is not quite on the same level for me as Spirited Away, but we'll see. Maybe this conversation, much like Only Yesterday, will change me around. We'll see.
I doubt it, but I mean, it's definitely fun for me. I loved watching it. It's great for a laugh. But you're right. I feel like it's
a good adventure movie, but there's not a lot of weight to it.
Yeah, because I was going to say it's one of his shallower works, but shallow is a bad word for it. It conveys what I'm saying, but it's a little harsher than I want it to be, because it's not a bad movie, I don't think, by any means. It's just not as, like, in-depth as the rest of his work.
It's kind of funny, because shallow and not deep mean the same thing, but not deep sounds a little kinder than saying it's shallow.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, shallow says what I want to say, but it has a harsher connotation to it. I'm by no means trying to say that this is a shallow movie. I'm just saying that some of his other works have more weight to it. Yeah.
Anyway, so you say you have a scene in here that you really dig. And I'm curious what this is.
Okay. So during the setup for the fight, when they're about to take off, and all of the pirates want to take their picture with Theo. And the head pirate gets up real close to her. Everybody gets in and says, and right before cheese happens, the head pirate punches every single pirate in a split second and knocks them all out of frame. So it's just a picture of him and Theo.
It's very cute. I love the pirates in this movie. Like, I think they're probably the ones that steal the most of the show.
Yeah, I mean, from the pirates' introduction, where they're kidnapping little girls, but they're like, nope, be careful with the little kids. Like, are you sure we need to take all of them? Of course we do. It's not nice to separate them from their friends. I'm like, oh my god, these pirates.
Like, these pirates are like hilarious compared to the ones we saw, like the Dola Gang pirates. Like, those guys are serious about their work. These guys are like, what the hell are you guys doing?
Yeah, the pirates are the best. Pirates are just, well, I'd fight them, but I have engine trouble. You're a liar! Oh my god! So I'm like, oh my god. Yes, the pirates. I love the pirates.
Oh yeah. So I gotta ask though, what is with those kids in the beginning too? It's like they had no fucking fear. It's like they knew the minute they were kidnapped. It's like, oh yeah, no, Porco will be here soon. It's fine.
Yeah, no, they were just. I feel like the kids do a lot to kind of set the stage, or to set the scene for the world. You know, I feel like the world in and of itself is not super serious, and every interaction that the kids have with the pirates that are, you know, kidnapping them kind of really set the movie off, like kind of set the tone for the entire movie, so to speak. Like, the only real deep stuff that you get to like think about is when Gina talks about being in love with Porco Rosso, and when
Porco goes into his backstory a little bit, not a lot, right, but a little bit,
and starts talking about his near-death experience in the war. Like that, like those are the two like real deep moments of the movie, and even then they don't go like super impactful. They just kind of take on a more meaningful tone, and like, yeah.
So then I guess leads to my next question. I guess it ties into the first one. So Porco has basically turned all these pirates into a joke with his work. I'm taking it, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, it's like there's no challenge for, and every pirate's like, yeah, we don't want to fight him. It's not worth it. Okay, so deeper questions here. Do you feel the American is too 1950s American stereotypes? Like he's too much of those?
he was super American. Oh my god, it was more of a caricature of America, which made me sad because god damn, America doesn't look that great to the international, to the rest of the world, and it's a real sad state.
Like, and what's funny is that we always seem to think we do look great, and in a way we do. In a way, not talking about now. I'm ignoring what's happening right now.
I'm sorry.
But in general, America, while having been the butt of many jokes around the world for our culture and for all the fun stereotypes you can make, it's still a good country that has a lot to offer. And I think most countries and most people within those countries are smart enough to at least acknowledge that. But taking this stereotype character here and what we've seen in other films, not from Miyazaki, but just in general, from outside of America, and of course what's going on in America now, it's hard to ignore what they're seeing and why they see it the way they do. And it's just it's a little disheartening.
You know, it's interesting to think about, and now that you put it like that, I'm starting to think about it. I feel like America kind of has two faces on an international scale. You have America as a nation, and then America as separate people. Like, so when you think of the things that the nation, the country has done, and the milestones and the large strides that our country has taken for the world entire, definitely there is a pedigree that our nation has established, and we've done a lot of good for the world. We've done a lot of shitty things, but we also have done a lot of good for the world. But when people come face to face with singular Americans that seem to think that America is the greatest place on earth, that arrogance really shines through and overwrites the majesty that should be associated with America. So you just get these singular individuals with really shitty attitudes and a sense of arrogance and entitlement, and that's what some people think of when they think of America. And I feel like the idea of the singular arrogant American is really overriding the idea of America as a nation, and that's really sad. But it's something that more now than ever, definitely. But it's definitely something that's called attention to in this movie, because that guy was super American.
So let me ask you this. This is not on my list either. So
we got into a deeper conversation than I expected to with this already.
So, Ryan, I don't know if you agree with me or not, but so am I weird in the sense that I've never really had this... I'm not saying I'm anti-American. I'm not going to say that. But I've never been the nationalistic pro-American person. I'm the kind of person who... Let me take politics for example, and it explains a little bit of where my mentality is. I'll admit I was formerly a conservative individual because I grew up in a conservative household. But as I've gotten older and as I've learned, I no longer identify as a conservative. I am definitely, and I won't say I'm a liberal either. I would say I am like party agnostic. I don't think any party really fits my particular ways of thinking. They both parties, and even parties that are outside of those two individual parties, like the whole spectrum, if you look at it, they all offer something that fits kind of my interests and my concerns, and no one individual party answers them. So I'm kind of like, I go with whatever answers the most questions the way I like, and sometimes it's one, sometimes it's the other, sometimes I don't think any of them can do it. And it kind of is the same mentality I have when it comes to the like nations, or when it comes to even fucking video game consoles. I don't really have a favorite. I just go with what fits me the best. And so when it comes to this whole American pride thing, I don't think America is the best. I don't think it's the worst. I think all countries are equally problematic in their own way, for many different reasons, not all even the same reasons. So when people say America's the best and you got to live here and everyone else sucks, it's like, no, you guys are part of the reason why America's not great. That's part of the problem. I'm not saying that other countries don't have similar problems, but they don't have this particular problem, and that's where America's biggest failing is, in many respects.
That's fair. That's fair. And personally, before I answer your initial question, I think the idea of being party agnostic, like you put it, is actually a great way to stay informed, because you steer clear of party lines, just like, oh, well, that's blue or that's red, so I vote this way, and da-da-da-da-da. And instead, because you don't just automatically put your allegiance to one or the other, it forces you to be more informed about what everybody is offering, so you can make more intelligent decisions. It asks more of you to do that and to constantly engage with the political kind of landscape, but I think that that's definitely a more responsible way to go about it, and it's definitely what a lot of people, myself included, don't do. So kudos to you for that. Now, to go back to your original question, though, I don't think you're weird. I don't think you're weird. I personally I am not, to this day, like, amazingly engaged in politics. My concerns have always been closer to home, and like trying to figure out my life and the lives of those kind of closest around me, and having to deal with the larger political aspects as they impact my life and the lives of others around me. That's how I would always engage with it. The reason that I can go into this kind of nationalistic pride mode, honestly, is Aaron Sorkin, because I love that man. He's so cool. But he wrote an amazing piece, one of my top 5 TV shows of all time, The West Wing,
right?
Which is a show that follows the staff of the White House as they work for the presidency, and it's fantastically written. It's brilliantly presented, amazing acting, amazing writing. But the thing that rings true throughout the whole show is you can tell Aaron Sorkin absolutely is a Democrat, 100%. It absolutely comes through in all of his characters. But he does a great job not only giving voice to opposition and getting people who think differently from him that are really intelligent to give their sides, but he also throughout constantly showcases the ideas of what America was built upon. You can tell whether left or right. Aaron Sorkin is a patriot 100%, and he loves the country. And all of his work really focuses on on putting a magnifying glass on the good that the country has done and the great ideas that the country was built upon. It's for those that I can say I'm proud to be American. Not because of the shit that we're doing currently, because I'm really not proud of that. I'm super not proud of that.
I'm really looking for the day we don't need to have that disclaimer.
Yeah, me too. Oh boy, me too. But like, for the things that we were built upon, for the things that our country started out setting to achieve, and for the morals that the country was founded upon, that's what I'm proud of.
I like how we're talking about Japanese anime movies and we're talking about American pride.
How do we keep going here? This fucking Texan air pilot got us talking about politics.
He's deeper than we all expected. He's the real American hero.
He is the true American hero. He was gonna be president, man. I don't know. I'd take him over. Anyway.
So I'm gonna skip the next question because none of us watched the Japanese version, so no one can answer this. But the question was, does Gina still speak French or sing French? And how is the Japanese voice acting compared to the American voice acting? Because as we both have already said, Keaton, not his best work.
Keaton, actually, we were going to talk about that, but we didn't get to go in depth with it. I'll keep it short because we got to rambling. But thinking about Michael Keaton's work as an actor, I definitely think he is first and foremost a phenomenal actor. I think his true strength lies on screen work because he is a very physically emotive actor. Like you can see a lot of his acting comes through in his motions in Batman, in fucking Spider-Man, Homecoming, in fucking Birdman. Just like all of it comes through in how he acts and how he physically moves. That really can't follow through in voice acting now. So I don't know. I wouldn't say. I don't think he. I don't want to say he just phoned this shit in.
It feels like it though.
I feel like maybe just voice acting is not his medium, honestly.
So
maybe he's just not good at it.
Here's the thing though. I'm going to argue with you real quick.
Okay.
So you say voice acting, there's no physical acting to it, and you're right. You don't see the physical acting, but if you watch any voice actor do their work, especially the best ones, like I'm going to use Mark Hamill as an example. He physically gets into this role. He's emotive. He's expressive. He's fucking gesturing and going crazy in the little booth there. So there's a level of physical acting to it. It's not required, but I think the best voice actors really get into their role in the booth and really just hammer it home when they can. So
I believe that. I definitely believe that. My critique though is that when Michael Keaton gets physical, it's more that he's using body language to communicate stuff about the character, and that doesn't translate into voice acting. I wouldn't think so.
Okay. All right, so next question. Do the pig puns ever get old?
I wouldn't say they got old. I would say they, because I never, towards the end of the movie, they would make, oh, he's a pig. It was just, I never got tired of it, but it lost a bit of its punch from the beginning of it. At the end of it, I was still trying to figure out why the fuck he was turned into a pig.
They never explain it.
They just left it. They just left it.
I assume it might have been lost in translation, but it might have been, part of his near-death experience, but I don't know. We didn't see the Japanese version, so we can't tell. But everything I've read that I try to get an answer, nothing really says, oh yeah, no, that's what happened. It's just, he's a pig. It just happened.
When are you gonna lift that when are you gonna get that curse lifted? There was a curse? What fucking, how did that happen? Maybe we'll find out how to lift it. What kills me is that, from his backstory, he was talking about, how he thought he was the one that should have died, so that his friend could have lived and been with Gina, and he's maybe me being turned into a pig was the punishment for me surviving or something like that. He definitely had some survivor's guilt going on, which was very interesting to see as part of the character. But there was this whole...
It wasn't explored very well, though.
It definitely was not explored very well. It definitely was not. But what also got me was that he had this idea that he deserved to be a pig. And sure, he definitely had some chauvinistic tendencies that were kind of hammered out throughout the movie, but everything about him showed him to be a man of honor. So it's just how are we continuing with the storyline that he deserves to be a pig when he keeps being the best person ever? Can we talk about that? What does that mean? I don't know.
God, speaking of the whole chauvinistic thing, I feel like this is a movie that if I have a little girl, I don't want her to watch this until she's at least in middle school or high school, because I don't want her to feel like all dudes are like that.
Yeah.
It's a little heavy.
Although the scummy pirates loved Theo and respected her as well.
The scummy pirates are so fucking cool.
The scummy pirates are actually the best examples of masculinity. Sure. It's out of respect for you, we love you, Miss Theo, and we respect you. So out of that respect, we will not destroy your work of art plane. But we're going to cut that pig into pieces.
Would you like to believe that Marco's curse was lifted at the end of the movie?
You know what? Here's the we're actually getting to the one thing that I don't like about this movie,
Okay.
because I wish it wasn't left so open ended. Honestly,
It's a really bad open ending.
it's super open ended. It's just like I don't know. It's like they went for the super deep introspective ending, but they didn't give you any like basis for like being deep and introspective. Like I don't know what to base it on. He might have been turned back into a human. He might have not. He might have gotten with Gina. He might have not. I don't know yet. I still don't know. So
Here's our petition for Change.org to make Miyazaki make a sequel to this movie. We want closure, damn it.
serious. I want fucking closure on that. I don't know. I honestly like. I think. I think he was. I think he was. I think the curse was lifted. I think the curse was lifted primarily because the American had such a strong reaction after Theo kissed him that it was just like, yeah, no, he's no longer a pig, which is good. Why we couldn't just have that as confirmation, and why we couldn't honestly we could have ended the movie on Gina back in her on Gina back at her garden, and then Porco Rosso just flying over. That's it. If you wanted to be open ended, we could be like, he might have stopped, he might not have. I don't know. I'll take that. But they just had them fly away, and then it was just a voiceover of Gina like, hey, so then I grew up, and I owned the company, and me and Gina stayed great friends, and I don't know what the fuck happened to Porco Rosso. Fucking like, what? I don't know.
All right, I got 2 more questions for you here, and then we'll go to our new. We have a conspiracy corner too. So, if you could learn to fly, would you learn to fly? Like, if you were given the opportunity to take flight school or something, would you do it?
No. I have a very good friend who's learning to be a pilot, and he's like, one day I'm gonna take you up in a small 2-person plane, and we're gonna have a ball. And I'm like, bruh, heights are spooky, man. I am not. I've never been one of those people who wished that they could fly. I've never been that.
So this is the one thing where you and I differ, Ryan. I would love to learn how to fly. In fact, I want to look for helicopter lessons to at least learn that before I get to a real plane.
Yeah, I believe it. Like, honestly, I completely understand where you guys are coming from. The ability to ascend to the skies and to have that level of freedom and just that wide open space to do whatever the fuck you wanted to do. Definitely. I can absolutely see the appeal. It just doesn't call to me. That shit's terrifying.
Well, I'm also looking at it too from a practical standpoint. One, I like the idea of being able to drive different types of vehicles. Like, I can do cars without any question. Boats you don't really need a license for, so getting those shouldn't be difficult if it's like one of those like smaller like fishing boat kind of things, like a small little speedboat. Mm-hmm. But flying requires a lot more work than the other two, and it would be very useful if like, for example, we were needing someone to fly and no one else is around. Like, well, I can do it. But on top of that, too, there's also a lot of different career options that have limited pools of people for it that require flight that would be really useful to be in. And they all provide a good service. Like, there's weather choppers, there's the emergency care people, there's rescue flight units, there's crop dusting. There's so many things that are useful for it. I'm like, I'd be down to try any of that.
It's real. It's very real, but there's so much shit involved in flying. Like, I've heard my friend go on about the shit. It's just like, that's so much shit to remember. Oh my god, that's so much shit to know. God damn.
I know, but I think it'd be a very interesting challenge to do.
It's real. Hey, it's never too late to go after it, man. Honestly, it's never too late. I
know I said last episode I don't think I can handle video game programming, but I think I could handle flying. I think I could do that one. So that's on my bucket list, to learn how to fly a helicopter at the very least.
Definitely.
And then the last one, I'm curious to see your answer to this one. Have you ever had to fight on behalf of someone else or for their honor?
No, actually. No. I've never... I've... The closest I've come to getting in a fight was with people that I no longer associate with. And it's the first time that I've been, like, taken to that level where I just, like, I wanted to get verbally combative with someone. So aside from that, no.
Now, I'll enter this out if I need to, but is this the incident that happened recently that I'm aware of, or is this something way back in the past?
No. This was the thing that was, like a year and a half ago?
Okay, I'm familiar with the situation.
You're familiar with that situation. Yeah, no, that's the closest thing to an altercation I've come across. And that was a verbal altercation. It was.
I've never been in a fight myself either. I've been very crafty to avoid that shit because I don't like getting hit. But the closest I've ever been, though, so this is a middle school story, actually. I'm going back to that again.
Ooh.
So, my buddy Ben and I, we were walking out of school one day, and we were taking our usual route, which was, like, past the gym, past this 8th grade science room, and out the side door, which I think faced it was the west door or something like that. We were going out that, and I was going to go to my mom's car, and we are going to go home. We were, I think, at the gym, or no, we were in this cross-section of hallway, and I was just looking down at my feet for whatever reason, and we were just chatting, and I heard the fire alarm go off, and we were by the door, so neither of us were really rushing. We're like, oh, we're almost out of here anyway. We look up, and we actually see the kid who pulled the fire alarm leaving the building in front of us, and I turned to Ben, and I'm like, Is he trying to fucking get us in trouble for pulling this shit? Because we what the fuck? So we get out, and I know who the guy is, too, because he's actually in my home room at the time. I'm not going to name his name here, because fucking this guy was a bully for me for years, but let's just say that, I know who this guy was. And the 8th grade science teacher who we usually pass by, and I was friendly with him. I talked to him every day whenever he was in the hallway watching the place. I usually say hi or whatever. He knew who I was, and and saw what happened, and he's like, just tell them what happened, because I know you didn't do it, and I don't want you getting in trouble for this. So, I didn't want to get in trouble, and I knew who the guy was. I'm like, fuck it, I don't care, this guy's trying to pin it on me. So, I tell, I think, the vice principal at the time, hey, yeah, this asshole pulled it. It was him. I saw him right in front of him do it and run off. So, word got out that I told on him. And so this guy then confronted me, because I was going to my usual route, months later. This guy confronts me, and he's like, upset that I got him in trouble for this, and I just literally walk by him, not giving a shit, and he keeps trying to get in front of me, puffing out his chest, getting all tough, and I'm like, says to myself, like, I don't give a shit, I don't care about you, get the fuck out of my face. I just keep walking. I thought he was going to hit me, but I ended up getting out of that without any real issue, and he ended up doing that bullshit where he slams me in the hallway and shit, like, for years after that, whenever he'd see me, but for the most part, I'd just avoid him, and yeah, he was a douchebag.
Wow.
Yeah. All because he couldn't fucking deal with the fact that I wouldn't put up with his framing me bullshit. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck him.
Anyway, moving on to our next segment, the Conspiracy Corner. Cue the music.
Yay!
So, Ryan, the Ghibli universe is vast and wide, and sometimes it's got some really small bit parts in it. And today's a small bit part, but it's very important. I don't know if you noticed, Ryan, but when they're getting the new engine for the plane in Piccolo's workshop, there's a small little name on the engine. It's the Ghibli engine.
It's the Ghibli engine. I caught that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it ties into our Ghibli bus from Kiki, and it ties into this whole connected universe. And Ryan, next week I'm gonna give you a mind freak with our biggest connection I think thus far.
Oh shit! I can't wait. Wait, refresh my memory. What's next week?
So next week's recording, but next week's episode won't be. It'll be next week's recording. So it'll be 2 weeks from now for everyone listening. Which is Palm Poco, and I'll get into that later on. It'll be interesting.
Cool.
All right, so we're running.
I'm still mad that I missed the Ghibli bus in Kiki's.
Yeah, it's there though. It's there. So On to our next segment. Cue the music again, Aaron. This time, we're going to be doing the rapid-fire Animal Man segment for trivia. Basically, Ryan, I'm going to give you a description, and you have to tell me the name of the character and the animal they are.
Oh, dear God.
Some of these will be easier than others. I purposely put some tough ones in here for you.
Have you not been putting tough ones in there for me, Aaron?
But this isn't...
Because then I just feel like doubly a failure.
Okay, so these first two are gimmies, Ryan. I think you'll get them.
Alright, let's do this.
Okay, I'm going to try to keep it quick and rapid because we're running a little long because of technical difficulties. So here we go. Number 1. This wascally little shit is always evading hunters and asking doctors what's going on with them.
That's Bugs Bunny.
Yep, and the name implies what he is, so we're good.
He's a bunny.
Yep. Next one. He's fast, he's blue. This is a gimme question.
Is this a gimme question the actual hint? Oh my god, it's a fucking Roadrunner. Although...
No!
Wait, he's fast and he's blue?
Yes.
Oh, then it's Sonic.
You almost lost it there. You almost lost it.
Dude, Roadrunner's also blue!
Yeah, but this is like Sonic. He's pure blue.
Bruh, you went from Bugs Bunny to a fast blue character.
That's fair. I'm gonna let you know ahead of time. None of these guys share this. Okay, two of these guys share the same thing. Whatever. Moving on. Next one. Oh baby. This little guy and his pet Spunky just trying to live a normal modern life.
Oh fuck, that's Rocco. What the fuck is he? Is he a Chihuahua? I have no idea.
Nope. He is actually a wallaby.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah, I had to remind myself that one because I remember that a little bit. Next one, fitting right in with our ace pilot from this movie. This dog pilot betrayed his whole team in the name of a mad scientist.
What? I don't think I've seen this one.
You want me to tell you?
Betrayed his whole team in the name of a mad scientist, mad dog pilot. Is that Wolf from Star Fox?
You are very close.
Damn.
Actually, same team though. Pigma Dengar is the one who betrayed the Star Fox team. Yeah, so you were close, very close. All right, next one. This wascally little shit smokes, drinks, and fights stupid alien monsters. He also has the worst movie of all time made under his belt.
Say it one more time.
Yep, I'll slow down a little bit. This wascally little shit smokes, he drinks, he fights stupid alien monsters, and he has one of the worst movies ever made under his belt. I'll be surprised if you get this one. This is a tough one.
Huh. Fights, drinks, I have no clue. I have no idea.
This would be Howard the Duck.
Oh, god damn it.
Okay, if you know memes, you'll know this one. Money, money, money. Can you feel it?
Bruh. I'm not Max. My meme game is not that damn strong.
Okay, can you not feel Mr. Krabs?
I don't even watch fucking SpongeBob, man. No lie.
I've seen the first few episodes way back when I was a kid. That he's the only one I remember very well because he was kind of funny.
I don't watch it on principle, B.
Okay, next one. This noble king sends his goons to fight for him, even when he's supposed to be smashing things up himself. There's a hidden clue in there. See if he figures it out.
This noble king always sends his goons out to fight for him, even though he's supposed to be smashing stuff up himself. King DDD!
Oh, you got it! Good work.
Is he
All right.
a penguin?
Yeah, he's a penguin.
Yep, okay.
Alright, last one. I'm pretty sure I'll get this one. He just had to stand up with all those other idiots.
Rocket Raccoon.
That's
Bunch of jackasses.
just standing around here. All right, that's our trivia segment of Animal Men. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Hey, I didn't do abysmally.
That was actually pretty solid. Only like 2 of them. Well, 3 of them. Whatever. Anyway, so moving on to our last segment, reviewing the Porco Rosso movie, where we discuss whether it is a platinum movie, gold, silver, bronze, stone, dirt, or shit movie. Ryan, where would you rank this film in our colorful ranking?
This one, I'd give it a strong bronze. I enjoy watching it. I have fun with it, but the ending kind of pisses me off.
Yeah, I would say it's definitely inoffensive, it's fun, but it doesn't really have a lot going for it outside of that. I'm not saying it's bad. We had a good discussion out of it, but it just leaves something to be desired with that ending, and just with all the questions it never bothers to answer, and it's like, come on. You could have at least given us a little closure.
Yeah,
just a little bit. I'm hoping, because I know this is Miyazaki directed. I'm hoping that when we get to stuff like Mononoke, I've not seen Mononoke, but I'm hoping when we get to Mononoke and Ponyo and all these other later really good ones, that the endings are not quite as open-ended, because I want to see conclusions. Spoiler
alert: Mononoke is about at least 3 times better than Porco Rosso.
Okay, good. I'm gonna hold you to that.
Please do, because Mononoke is one of his best works.
Many people keep saying that, so I'm going to believe it. Okay, so I'm going to go with bronze as well. I think I said that. I don't know if I did. If I didn't, I did now. Bronze. So,
bronze.
Bronze.
Have you considered bronze, though?
All right, so with that in mind, make sure you check us out on social media, Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook. You can also go to our Patreon page, which is patreon.com/evacstation. And while we don't have a full website up yet, through our hosting service with Peepa, which is how we get all of our podcasts to iTunes and Google Play, they actually do have a small podcast page for us there. So it's kind of like a little mini web page, and we have the link down below in all of our descriptions now. So please check it out, because it's really organized and well done, and I think you guys will like it. Until we get the full web page going. And then, if you need to reach out to us for any questions, comments, if you want to talk about the movies we're talking about, make sure you reach out to us by email if you don't comment. And Ryan, what is that email?
That email is evacstation@gmail.com.
evacstation@gmail.com. Next week, which for you guys will be the 24th of August. I'm going to try to keep this somewhat organized here. You'll be listening to us talk about Ocean Waves, the movie, not Ocean Waves, the thing. And then after that, it's Pom Poko. And then after that, I think it's mostly movies that I'm actually super excited for from there on out. So I'm really down for getting these 2 out of the way next. I don't think either of these next ones are bad. I've seen them already. No. I'm not trying to diss anything. I just think that we have another slice of life movie, and then Pom Poko is weird. Not bad.
Oh boy.
It's just a little weird.
Oh boy.
I'm not going to even warn you, Ryan, but for those listening, I do want to give a recommendation to check out Pom Poko in English. The reason for that the reason for this is because it is actually kind of framed as a nature documentary in the English version, and I'm not sure how well that comes across in the Japanese version. So just putting that out there for you. Just putting it out there.
What?
Ryan, you will see all about it when you watch it. Just trust me. Just trust me. Just
okay, alright.
So we'll see y'all next week for Ocean Waves. And Ryan, when are we going to see him next?
After the credits?
Right on.
Seront tous en fête, les belles auront la folie en tête, et les amoureux